Hey everyone, how's it going? Starting a little early today. Alex is a little on the whiny side because he wants to go out, but although he goes out, he just. Oh, actually, you know what? It's past his treat time. That's what the problem is. So we're going to keep this quick. All right, so yesterday I was trying to find, and I finally found today, uh, the information I was looking for. So yesterday we were talking about how much it costs a month to have Alex. So it's $300 a month. This is how much it costs to have me. It's $400 a month, which isn't so horrible. That's a total of 700. So take a look at what I'm actually bringing in. I can't live. I'm cutting my own self off in order to maintain some sort of a semblance of a life. So I bill everything through my uh, consulting company, and so most of these are uh, living based, and then here is student loans and that type of infrastructure. So speaking of infrastructure, it ties into what I was looking for. So this is a paper I actually wrote back in my MBA days. This is probably 4 years old or so. So I did update it. So we're going to click on the links because some of this stuff has actually changed. So what this is all about is taking a look at the split of uh, the middle class and how it's completely evaporated. So uh, I'll have a link to this afterward, which is over in my actual personal or my professional website. So it's all going to be in there. And I posted this before, but essentially it just talks about uh, what unskilled labor is. A person who, and this is from Indeed, a laborer is a person who works in manual labor types, especially in the construction and factory industries workforce. Laborers are in a class of wage earners in which the only possession of significant material value is their labor. This is the proletariat. Unskilled labor refers to positions where individuals do not use skills, reasoning, or intellectual abilities in their daily work activities. Unskilled labor usually has no specific educational requirements for its employees, which means unskilled jobs may be performed by most people. Unskilled labor jobs are crucial to keep businesses to keep them running smoothly, and they account for a large part of the workforce today. Talents for operating machinery, managing repetitive tasks, and implementing procedures are valued as unskilled labor positions. So, the first thing that you probably think of unskilled labor is going to be anything in the fast food sector. So, I posit that it really doesn't matter if it's that or if it's actually in the auto industry, which this actually took a look at prior to the strikes that went on and the incredible, well deserved, I should add, uh, payment plan that they actually got. So they're actually getting paid what minimum wage, or not what minimum wage, what middle class earnings should be. And honest to God, it should be minimum wage as well. It's crazy. Conversely, skilled laborers are a skilled worker, and any worker has special skill, training, knowledge, and ability for their work. A skilled worker may have attended college, university, or technical school, or a skilled worker may have learned their skills on the job. Skilled labor refers to highly trained, educated, or experienced segments of the workforce that can complete more complex mental or physical tasks on the job. Skilled labor is often specialized and may require a prolonged period of training and experience. And this just goes on into what Henry Ford first started. So he was paying $62 an hour I believe for 8 hour, $5 a day for 9 hour days work, 6 days a week. There we go. Uh, that equates to 62 cents an hour, which in today's terms, I said it was 1082 back in, what did we say, June? 3 weeks ago? This is how much things have changed. It's 1062. So it's actually gone up now. The Auto Workers was founded in 1953 in Detroit. Said that on June 20th, so dang, when I first edited this, that was back on the same day. UAW workers were getting paid $1.50 an hour or $26.82 in today's market. Keeping in mind the Great Depression, that same wage would have been $1.90, an actual 40 cents decrease in pay. So by 1972, the same workers were getting paid $4.51 an hour or $32.63 in today's economy. After the UAW strategic strikes in 2023, most UAW workers are getting paid an average of $40 an hour. And these just link to the references, and it's not Wikipedia. U.S. Department of Labor states that in the 1970s, new competitive forces swept the heavily unionized industries. And essentially what this is just saying is just that Reaganomics kicked in, and China's doors flew wide open, and that's where all the manufacturing went. So we're just going to take a quick dive down here. I actually posted this into part of Prof G, his team, because they were looking for someone, and I am hoping I'm still in the running. So, Scott, thank you. Take a look. So this is how much $45,000 actually looks like. So I've spoken a lot about income equality. This is from a post from LinkedIn. Last week I was having more car issues, and this was back in November of 2023. So I essentially had a hub that needed to be completely rebuilt, and that was an $800 cost. So total in all of my bank accounts was $175. Needless to say, the Ford, fixed on race day, found on roadside dead, will be sitting at the repair shop for a while. And it did. It would took me 3 weeks before I can finally pay that off. However, that was completely and totally just devastating. So that's when I took myself off the road. And then I just wanted to take a look at the average salary, which is about $60,000. Which is crazy to think about. It should be way more. So my earnings to date back then was 42. I spent, and this is November, so I was factoring in a year's worth of rent, which was almost $1,100. Student loans, almost $5,000. All medical expenses, nearly $1,500. $2,400 in internet and cellular for the year. Utilities, $3,600 for the year. Total groceries, $7,200 for the year. Total leftover of $2,410, which would be great, except for I have a car payment, and that's $3,600. I have car insurance. That actually got cut down, so it's actually not quite so bad. So for the year, it should be a lot less, but still at that point, I was paying $4,200 for that, and then gas was about $3,600, and that was me not going anywhere. That left over about $11,500. Total business expenses, I was actually spending money getting the Odoo, which I will talk about here in a moment, is capable of doing. So I was spending money on that, so that was nearly $4,000. So that gives me about $7,500 left over. Business startup costs, so all the filings and paperwork and all the rest of the crap that goes along with that was about $2,500. That gives me about $5,000. Total dog grooming, $1,200. That leaves me with $3,828. And then I was hit with $1,200 in overdraft fees because of HR issues. That gives me about $2,600. I have house security, so I have payments on that. That's about $100 a month, so that gives me about $1,500 a year left over. That is And that is what I'm trying to explain, is that 56 is not livable at all. Even if you add in, let's see, I'll take out the auto loans of $1,100. So that's what, $1,000 a month? Okay, that's not so bad. But if you do have a dog, you do have those expenses as well. We already took a look at that. That's $300 a month. That is, what did we say? Let me take a look at that really quick. Total of 3,500. All right, so let's just do the math on that. So total dog grooming, if that was actually 3,500, that would be completely different. So that would give you about, I'm doing the math on this, 32, 20. People are going to be a lot faster than me, and that's totally fine. Good for you. Good on you. Um, Probably about this. And that's still $120 a month. I can't figure it out. Cannot figure it out. So live by your means. At the beginning of the year, I was. That's why 73% of Americans say the economy is getting worse. 50% of the U.S. population makes, and this blew me away too, 50% of the U.S. population makes less than $35,000. And that is from Newsweek. Who is the fine person who wrote this? Thank you, Emily. I appreciate all your hard work. So I proposed U.S. minimum wage hike to $18.75. Scott Galloway says it should be $25 a month, or $25 a month, $25 an hour, which is exactly what it should be, because that is going to actually give you some decent, pay. And I mean, if you're not going to school, then you don't have a lot of expenses, and you could probably live with a roommate really, really, really easily and be able to save money. That's the big thing. Save money. All right. So here's the summary of all this. So what does it say right here? The U.S. middle class had almost $1,800, or $18,000 less income in 2007 because of the growth of inequity since 1979. Let's see what happened in 1979. 79 was the introduction of the concept of Reaganomics, which everybody bought into, and that's why Reagan had 8 years. Let's see what else happened. Nixon opened the door to Chinese trade, and Reagan knocked it over. Let's see what else happened. Oh yeah, that's when all of the great giant sucking sound, as Ross Perot had put it so eloquently, back in the, what was it, 80s he was running, or maybe 90s, whatever it was. Uh, yeah, so that's when that giant happened over to China, and that was the actual decline. Look at this. 94, let me see if I can blow this up a little more. Hang on a second so you can actually see it. Woo, I'm sorry. There we go. All right, there we go. So actual income versus no inequality, $94,000. That is where, like, seriously, minimum wage should be, right there. And this is what it actually could be today, which is more like middle class than anything else. All right, moving on. Middle class wages are stagnant. Middle wage workers' hourly wage is up 6% since 1979. Low wage workers' income is down 5%, while those with very high wages saw a 41% increase. So, we already know all about that and why that happened. So, decline in union membership mirrors income gains in top 10%. Oh, isn't that interesting? And when it comes to the pace of annual pay increases, the top 1% wage earners grew 138% since 1979, while wages for the bottom 90% grew 15%. It's insanity. So, what am I getting at? I'm getting at the following. dog owners need help. That's all there is to it. And so I invite you to go to the website. I invite you to scroll all the way down till we get to services and just register. Show your support. If you are a veterinarian office, please show your support. If you are in the dog industry or adjacent, or even if you want to help out, we can do strategic partnerships. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I can add a page right here and say partner page and easily link back and forth to you. SEO, out of this world. It would be amazing. The whole goal, and if you want to interview me, click right here. Uh, so, yeah, that's what Adventure Army is all about. Helping those who really are being beaten down because of forces that are just completely and totally against them. Head on over to adventurearmy.org. We're on the YouTube, obviously, and we're on the rest of the channels too. So